I had kind of been approached by other people in sports, about bodybuilding. I didn't know anything about it, like at all. And I really wasn't interested. Like I was a CrossFit girl. I love that. It was still challenging to me. So I would just kind of shoot that down. And, but several people, kept kind of, asking me about it. But my daughter was wanting to compete in wellness, so she was kind of training with some people, back then doing it, and it was before COVID. So then after COVID, when I was going back to CrossFit, it was not very fun. It wasn't challenging anymore. They just wanted to run, and I really didn't care for running. So I was like, I need something because I can't do this. And I said, oh, I know, I can do I can, do what Morgan's doing. I can do bodybuilding. But I wasn't planning to go to stage. Like that just wasn't the thing for me. I had never been on stage. I had never worn a bikini in my life. I was at that time like 46. I just wanted to master the diet and do the grind in the gym and just get there. And that's that. But I was challenged because my nutrition is different. And there was a coach, when I finally did find a coach, they, didn't really want to work with my nutrition. So I was like, oh my God. So now I'm really challenged because that's part of the challenge. You tell me I can't, continue into this, like I can't get to stage doing like a carnivore keto diet. So now I got to see why. So that pushed me. I kind of evolved into it, you know, um, from being challenged. But now I love it. Now that I'm in it, I love it. I love the challenge of it. I love that it's still the same. You're always challenged. You can always work on something. You can always build. I love that aspect of it. The gym, I love the dedication, the drive that you have to have. I love the people. Oh my God, I thought it was a real superficial sport. It's just selfish and all that, and it can be. But now being inside of it, I love the people. I love the dedication that I see in everybody's story. It's just a great community, you know. So I think I'll do it forever if I'm able to.
Yeah. Well, bodybuilding is a lot of people when you look at it because it's a very extreme sport, but it's not as worldwide popular with comparative sports like baseball, football, basketball,
Right.
soccer is a lot more known. Right now, currently, we just had the Super Bowl just finished up.
Yeah.
Right now, the Olympics for the Winter Olympics is starting. Well, I think we're midway through
Right.
it right now. Because of the one thing about bodybuilding, all people can point a finger at is the use of performance enhancers, be it steroid
Yeah.
pads, whatever. It always get that stink eye about it. But
Yeah.
again, that's just one of the factors of bodybuilding. If you don't train, you don't be disciplined, you don't be regimental,
Then that doesn't
whatever.
work.
Yeah, because you could take like I got people who tell me, who tell me, say George, they could take the same shit I take, but if they don't stick to the consistency of being in the gym, the diet, and everything involved with it, it's not going. You're not going to look like what you think you're going to look like.
That's right. That's right. And then for me, being a natural athlete, I mean, you got to work hard. I know when I first learned about bodybuilding, before I was interested, I was training with a friend, and she was a trainer, and one of our friends decided to go into bodybuilding, and she was in bikini, but she was like, oh, that's just aesthetics, they don't have to work hard. I was like, oh really? Like, oh wow, okay. you know I didn't I was like, okay. When I got into bikini, when I decided to get into this, I was like, oh no ma'am, oh no ma'am, this was work. Like this was not just aesthetics. I had to do pull-ups, and baby, this was, yeah, it was a lot of work. So I think there's also a misconception when it comes to it. You don't know until you're actually doing it, or if you talk to somebody who's really doing it. Because,
Hmm.
like I said, I didn't. I thought that everybody was extremely selfish. I thought it was just superficial, but it's not. It's very family oriented. It's loving. Just at least all the people that I've encountered and met, is genuine. It's beautiful. You're vulnerable. You have to be. It's more than I thought.
Hmm. Yeah. Wait. We. Hello. You still
I'm here.
there? Oh yeah, it's like you stop for a minute. But yeah, when you get into the sport, you have to understand the aspects of it.
Yes,
Again, there is a little bit selfish because sometimes you have to pull yourself out of reality a bit
it is true.
because you have to think different ways.
You
Like
do.
I talk to ladies that when they get to sport because there's so much commitment to it that sometimes you don't spend much time with the people you around you, like family or friends. Sometimes you can't do like you used to do back in the day, like, hey, I'm going to the bar, I'm going here, I'm eating out here,
Yeah,
because you have to change so much of your lifestyle
it's true.
because that sport can really take up a lot of your time.
It really can. But I can speak a little bit to that because, first of all, before, I think I was like almost 300 pounds. I decided to, okay, my life, I prayed, Lord God, you got to help me because I almost ate the pie. Like I'm looking at the pie. We a quarter away. I'm almost 300. Like we got to do something. And I had 8 kids. I was married, and my kids were little. They were still young. I'm holding my baby praying this prayer. He was probably like 7 months, right? So I still got little kids. I was still homeschooling my children. I had a business. I went to work at 3 a.m. I had every excuse as to why I couldn't put myself first, which is why I didn't. But when God gave me a good mind, a good solid mind, and I started walking through everything that I had learned to go through that process, I had to, like you say, put myself first. It was a little selfish, but not much. I had to be on. Like I had to make sure that everything was done. I had to have my food prepped. It was almost like I was doing bodybuilding. I worked out every day. I did all of that, but yet I still took care of my family. Period.
Hmm.
So it was familiar when I got into bodybuilding because I had to do the exact same thing. Still a hairstylist. I didn't work at 3 well, I was working at 3 a.m. still then. I still had a lot of my kids. They were older, so the dynamic was different, but I was still responsible. You know, um, my life was still the same, and I had to do the exact same things I had done those 18 years ago, which was prepare my food, I had to be on. I got to make sure my clients are still together because all that comes first before bodybuilding. So it
Hmm.
was just about being structured. It was about where there's a will, there's a way. You make it work. But you're right. I understood I could not put the important things aside just to do just to lose weight and just to do bodybuilding. I still got a chance to hang out with friends. Of course, I couldn't be out so late. I didn't eat there. I would eat first or bring my food with me. I mean, I made it work so that I'm not really taking myself out of my routines of family and incorporating everything that was in my life that was important. So I've not found it to be a hard thing, for me anyway.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's when they get to sport, there's different processes. Like, especially being a woman in the sport, because
Yep.
the one thing about people when you see women like yourself who have muscle, it can be extreme. There's people who might make comments, especially like the suggestions that she's not a woman, she's trying to be a man.
Oh,
But like you said again, you have 8 kids, you have 8 babies. How old are your babies?
my babies are from 33 to 18. So I got 33. Then I have one is she's 20, 28, 27, 25, 23, um, 22, 20, 18, and five grandbabies. Five grandbabies.
Well, my mother, she had, well, she would have had 7, but she had 6 of us.
Yeah.
From the oldest is 67 to the youngest, he is going to be 49 this year.
Wow.
She has at least 10 grandkids, and about my youngest nephew just had his 10th baby.
Oh my
So
goodness.
let's say about 14 great grands or
Ooh,
more.
that is so
Uh,
beautiful.
yeah, my
Oh my
mother,
gosh.
she during COVID, she had gotten the virus and she passed
Mm.
away.
Oh, I'm so
Um,
sorry.
and I was taking care of her at the
Mm.
time because she was going through some stuff, or she was sick herself, and that's why I say this: a boy's best friend is mother. As boys, our mothers, you are our first true loves. Girlfriends and
Hmm.
boyfriends come every other day,
Yeah,
but a mother you can never replace. And I
it's true.
know, yeah, and I see from the fact that you raising these children, you say you were married, and he did his thing, but you know, it's still you had to be a mother and raise your children and still
Yeah,
trying to work out, prep food, diet, train, and you doing powerlifting and CrossFit.
CrossFit. Hmm.
What we get you because they say you after you say you almost 300 pounds and you decided to do that. What was that experience like for you being a CrossFitter and being a
I
powerlifter?
brought my kids with me. It was fun. I would bring them with me, because again, they had activities. They were always, with having that many kids, they were always a part of, all of them had something to do. Band, dance, gymnastics, basketball, all of those things. And I would wherever I was at. If I couldn't go to my neighborhood CrossFit gym or my family CrossFit gym, if we were in Cyprus, if we were just in Houston, wherever we were, I'm Googling CrossFit gym near me, and I'm going. And the ones that are not participating in that sport or whatever, they're going with me, And so that's how I made it work. Again, keeping them first. I'm still doing everything that I'm supposed to do, but participating in that. And then whenever they had like competitions, I would get involved. Of course, I would have them there as well, to come watch their mama compete. I, didn't do it a whole lot, but I trained for it and made sure that I did that because it was important to me. It kept me happy. And it was also a great thing to show them, just in support and that they have to stay active, and they were active. So, yeah, so I love that part. I went from running after losing the weight. First of all, I realized that I was competitive. I forgot because in high school, I did run track. I did play basketball. And as I lost the weight, I remembered, oh yeah, you did do those things. You are a little competitive, so, I started running and I did races. I did everything, boot camps. I did boxing. I did, you name it, I've done it, just because I like to try to master things. And CrossFit, I found I didn't want to move away from that because it was so much I couldn't master, with the moves and all of that until bodybuilding.
Yeah,
I still CrossFit now.
yeah.
Uh-huh,
The
because I
box,
love it.
well, the boxing is very interesting because I know quite a few ladies who were in bodybuilding who did little boxing or MMA, mixed martial arts. You
Yeah.
know, we want to go a couple of rounds. I don't know. I don't know. You're kind of pretty. I might be doing excessive holding.
Well,
So,
yeah,
ref,
yeah.
I can't
Now,
really go, ref.
hey, that box is for me. I wasn't letting we couldn't hit the face. I'm just doing it for the cardio kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
I bet.
trying to learning the moves and the motions, and it was fun. It's great cardio, great
Yeah.
cardio.
One of my favorite
Hmm.
boxers coming up was Mike Tyson. Like he used to like to fight. He's like you just want to like bite me an ear off. Like he's just like I just he was a wild boy.
He was wild.
He
He
was
was
wild.
wild.
He was killing brothers back then. So your daughter was into. She's still doing the bodybuilding
No,
thing, or
she still talks about it, but she's not really doing it now. Again, like we know, it takes a lot of discipline. And I'm
it
a
surely
hundred
don't
percent,
have.
yeah. And I'm 100%. I'm on one when I'm in something. It is 100%. Like going forward, and the stick to itiveness is kind of difficult for them. But I'm still pushing her. Maybe one day.
Well, that's the thing is, children have to have that mindset that how we grew up,
Yeah,
we had to do things like if our mom and daddy told us to do something, we did it.
we did it.
And then if we get something like I played football once in high school, my brother was
Yeah,
pretty good at it. He even got to college for a bit. I did it
yeah,
for just for the fun of it. I was all right, you know. And I just enjoyed being out there and being with my comrades and my classmates and playing. I used to play second string, so I get to get
yeah.
game now and then. But that's the thing is that children now are just not have that same hunger like we have. I think they have everything too easy for them. Like
Yeah.
like Bernie Mac would say, they're kind of soft now. These kids.
Right. We had to do a lot. It's different. And I think from my perspective, just wanting it to be a little bit different or better for them than it was for me was the problem. That was the
Yeah.
problem. If we had, if they, I think if they had done some of the things that we did, that would have been a little. It would have been a little bit different for them. But
Yeah,
they're learning now, and
yeah.
everything is a little bit easier these days.
Yeah, technology, anything like this, like this stuff. Like I do my interviews here at StreamYard. Social media is a new tool that we
That's it.
use. Some things I'm still catching up. I remember one of my younger nephews. Sometimes he used to play video games. He was just he used to be with the buttons like that. I was just pressing every button so I could.
Yeah,
But
just to keep up.
he'd be like sitting in the game just like,
Right.
and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
He's trying to make it happen. Right now, that would be me.
yeah. I mean, like I say, what are you doing? He's sitting there
Yeah.
like, that's the
They've
thing about
mastered
children.
it.
They
Yes.
master that's what, but we made it for them, and I hope they use it and take advantage of it. They can. So,
Yeah.
folks, while we got her here, we're gonna do this. We're gonna jump into her social media for a little bit.
Hmm.
If you want to follow her, her links are the description of the live stream. If you're interested in reaching out to her, support her, please do that. But guys, she's
Yes.
she's a lovely lady right here. She's just, she's still in good shape because she just was maybe 2 months from the Masters USA. Look at the shoulders, look at the guys, look at the delts, everything, guys. But you guys out there, and I had to meet my crown to you, Alicia. I am a muscle person. You ladies excite me with your muscles and your beauty. But you guys out there who I know you are, be respectful, no weird stuff. She got kids. She got 3 boys. I don't want to be here saying, you didn't
No,
know my mom again.
I have 5 boys
Five
with
boys?
3 girls.
We good. Oh, thank you for correcting me that. 5 boys. 5. We were growing up because my 2 older nephews grew up with me and my 3 older brothers. People thought my mom had like 5 boys. She had 3 sons, 2 grandsons. She raised us.
Mm,
We grew up like brothers.
yeah, like
So
brothers.
if I know anything about that, if y'all mess with her, you have knock on the door. You be 5 boys around y'all. It's gonna be beat down. This is your woman. Learn
Right.
your place before you lose your face.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
So
so
be
funny.
respectful. Reach out in genuine interest and support. So we're gonna jump into her social media for a bit here. Her links in the description of this live. And some stuff I've seen here, pretty impressive. This is from last year, a year ago,
Yep.
2025, and this was doing your prep. What was that
Yeah,
like for you?
and this was
Because
like that the off season before I got with my new coach, who I love now. It's Invictus Fitness. His name is Peter Burnett. I love him. He has so helped me and encouraged me, motivated me, just believing in me because this was my first figure year. I gained like 66 pounds. I had to lose that I got with him in May last year, and I had a show. But we were planning for September. So I had to really, really work hard. And the plan he put me on, and just the structure, all that so helped me.
yeah, and she said earlier she was like at 300 pounds. I can really feel you because I remember after my mom passed, I was
Hmm.
just a quarter away from 500.
Yes,
And then I decided that I didn't have her take care of it. I just had me. So I started to
yes.
lose weight bit by bit. I was doing pretty
Oh,
good at
yeah,
one point. I was like right under 400, but then I had some setbacks. I have issues.
yeah,
I got 2 bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
yep,
Arthritis. With our age, it creeps upon us.
yes.
And I try to, still try to do as much as I can. I'm thinking about going back to the gym in
Yeah,
another
and
month. I just
that's important. I mean, same thing, I had a knee replacement. Just being overweight and standing, at the salon for all those hours, on that bad knee, not working out, not, I mean, Lord. So I ended up having to have that knee replaced. So
yeah.
I definitely understand, and it's a setback, with our ailments and the injuries and all that. But you're right. The greatest thing is to get back in that gym and just keep going. It's like no matter how many times we may fall, or stop or have those setbacks, but to get back up, that's the most important thing. To start again.
Yes. Yeah.
I started every Monday.
Yeah, I'm a quote from my favorite movie, Batman Begins, where Thomas Wayne asks his son Bruce, says, "Bruce, why do we fall? To learn to
Mhm.
pick ourselves up." Here
Yes,
she's working out with Donna Jones,
yes,
and Donna is also in the Texas area. As I mentioned earlier, she is a IFBB Olympian, Master Olympian,
Olympian. Yes.
and you got to. I remember, was it right after the Masters? We did a little post roundup of with some of the ladies that competed the show, and Donna talked about experience y'all had
Yes.
coming back home. What was that
Yes.
experience? You want to share it with us again?
Oh yes. Oh my gosh. So there was a typhoon in Taiwan that delayed us. So we were stuck there for a couple of days. We stayed there 14 days when we were supposed to come back like a couple of days after the show, right? But we relived one day like twice over because the with the time differences, the time zone and everything. It was hard. Like, we didn't have any more food. We ran out of food. And mind you, I'm still prepping because that was Donna's show, but I was prepping for my show. So those were some of the hard times, but we made it work. It's great to be in a position like that, to go through something hard with a good friend, and it's also great because you get to your friendship is tested. But when you can get through it together and be able to support each other through something like that, oh my God, it was valuable. I really, really enjoyed that time, that experience. Japan was beautiful. The Masters show was beautiful. To be able to live that dream of hers with her was, oh my God, like a great experience. I feel so
Yeah.
grateful for that.
Yeah. And she was prepping for a couple of shows. I think you did a regional show and also you did the Masters USA's.
Yes, that was the
Right
very
after that.
last show. I did 4 shows that season. That was my first figure season. I had never
Yeah.
done figure before.
What
Um,
made you what made you switch from figure to from bikini to figure?
Well, when I was in bikini, my last bikini show was in 23 that season. I had too much muscle. That was what I kept getting that feedback from the judges. First of all, I need to bring up my glutes, my lower body, of course. After losing that 300 pounds, while on in the bodybuilding journey, that's when I started like working my lower body. And so that was the feedback. So I worked hard on that, and continuing to still bring that up. Um, but my upper body, because I didn't have many issues and I was crossfitting and doing pull-ups and all that, push-ups and all of those things, it was always developed. So I had too much upper body for for bikini. So and in 23, remember at the end of that season, they started kind of I guess softening things up a little bit, it seemed like. So I was like, oh my God, this means I'm gonna have to move up to figure. I didn't want to go to figure at all. I wanted to stay in bikini, but then also I couldn't stop PRing. Like I couldn't stop working hard in the gym. So, oh well, I
Yeah.
had to go ahead and go up. So that's why
Well,
now I love it. Like I so love it. I think this is what, well, everybody I met, they would, even Donna, when I first met her, the coach I had at the time, he was like, oh, this is Alicia. She's in bikini. And she was like, what? Oh, I thought you was going to say figure. And I was like, what? No, I'm not. I'm in bikini. So I think that's something my body chose. This is where I was supposed to be, and I'm happy that I feel like a figure competitor now. So I
yeah.
absolutely love it. The posing coach I have, Lahana Robinson, she's also an Olympian. Um, she has helped me tremendously through this journey, believing in me, seeing it herself. She knew I should have been there as well. I mean, I've just, God has placed so many great people around me, motivating me and encouraging me. I'm very, very happy.
Yeah, Lahan, I remember she's been to Olympia quite a few times in her
Yes, she
past.
has.
I know she's stepping back from competition. Maybe we might see her come back sometime soon. I mean, she had a
Yes,
great.
I hope so. Yes, yes, yes.
I mean, she had a great look, great physique. Very, I
She
think, very.
did. Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, great potential in the figure division. No, division has changed now with Sid Gill has retired. Now you have new
Yes,
champion Rhea Gale.
Bria Gale, yes.
Yeah. Also, right there in Texas, you have Jessica Rhea Padilla, a couple
That's
other
right.
ladies from the figure division. One lady who I'm a fan of, who's also in Texas, is Ashley Jones. Here she
Oh,
is. Yeah, this is one picture I was looking at. This is one of your daughters, right?
yes, this is my baby daughter, the number 3 daughter.
Oh,
Because the girls are first, then the boys. Yes, she's the only child of mine that has had the opportunity to be at one of my shows because they're always away and the kids are always doing something with their sports and their activities. So they've not been able to come. So that blessed me. And that was my last show that's in November. That blessed me tremendously to have her there. And it was
oh,
beautiful. So First time being able to experience what her mama was experiencing.
Well, she's just as pretty as her mama, but I
Yes,
like this picture.
I'm
I like this picture too here. Va va boom. Look at that back.
showing off all those muscles, huh?
Oh yeah. I mean, you ever need you ever need a massage therapist? I studied a little bit when I was in Millamont College.
You know how to work our kinks out, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I like to work some of yours too. And this was Myrtle Beach. I know a young lady who just competed there also, Roxy George. That's where she
Oh
made her
yes,
return.
Roxy. Yes, I had the pleasure of meeting her that at that show um, with Donna's coach. Although she's not with him, but I had a chance to meet her. It was just she's beautiful. She's so sweet. Her physique is so nice. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she just got a
Um,
pro card at
yes, I know. I was
nationals.
there. I was
Yeah, and
there.
she's also she's sponsored by a friend of mine named Eunice Martinsky. She lives in Crockett, Texas, and she runs her company. And I like to work this hot because I wear this when I was in Tampa. The
Yeah.
bad rap, the moniker, big and defined, ripped and pump. We like the rip and pump part. That's our
Oh,
favorite. I want to give a shout anytime to my dear friend Eunice because she's a great lady. She runs Bad Rap. It's a company that really wants to give opportunity for women in sport of bodybuilding. She was sponsoring Roxy. That's
Roxy.
what
Yeah.
sponsored her. We have here my man here, KL the Wonderer says, "Good evening, good evening to you." And also he says this says, "Daughter, they look like sisters." Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I get that a lot. I
yeah.
get that a
Because
whole lot.
yeah, because you'd be surprised. This because it's a subject. We never asked the lady her age, but she already told me. So you'd be
Hey, I'm
surprised.
not. I love my age. I feel it's a blessing. I get excited when my birthday is coming because that means I'm here another year. Oh my God, what a privilege! So that I'm never trying to hide my age. I love it. I love it. Hmm
I don't know. Birthdays was we were younger. It was a exciting time, but now it's like a blessing every time you get another
It
year,
is.
especially
It
on the
is.
calendar.
To be here on this earth still, to love on people, to meet more people, to just to be to oh my God, like that excites me. I'm
Uh,
excited about my
uh,
birthday.
well, he also has a question here. That says, "How long have you been competing?"
I've been competing for this is now my fifth year, five
Mhm.
years.
And
Yes.
she was a bikini. I think you had a
And
fit and wellness, and then you went on to figure
yep,
just this last year.
yes, just this actually this year. Well, yeah, 25. Yeah, last year. That
Yeah.
was my first. I was off stage for 2 years from 22 to, well, from 23 to and then off 24 and I got on 25 November 20, yeah, September 25.
What was the big reason for taking that time off for those 2 years?
So the coach I had just got done competing in my last show was Muscle Beach in Houston that year in October. And the coach that I found, because again, my nutrition is carnivore. So I don't do the carbs, I just do fat and meat. And so it's been difficult to like find a coach that will work with me with that because I don't want to change it. I love it. I've been doing it. I was doing it while I was CrossFitting. It works well with my body, all of that. And so I found a coach who was online who that's kind of like his whole track of he knows that diet plan, all that. So he was my online coach. And he suggested when I got with him that I took a year off to grow, to build, to figure out my body, my metabolic numbers, all these different things. And I was like, okay, cool. I wasn't saying, okay, cool. I almost cried because I hadn't been off like that. And what you want me to do? What, So I adhered though, and it was good because we did get to figure out some of my numbers and what works well with my body, and I gained a lot of weight though. I mean, I just think it was just he was good, but it I needed my body needed more. Like it needed a lot of cardio. It needed more, but again, so I found another coach while I was in that prep because it wasn't faring as well as I wanted it to fare because I'm like trying to go to stage in September after that year of coming off and prepping now. And then that's when I found my coach. But that's what made me take off that time frame was to build, and try to grow.
And
Four
what's your
figure.
coach's name? And what's your coach's name?
My coach's name is Peter Burnett. It's with Invictus, Invictus Fitness.
All right. And it's been good relationship with him
Yeah,
because I think one
he's
thing,
an IFBB pro, and he's pretty much he's in the natural space, so he's a natural IFBB pro competitor.
yeah. And with
Yeah,
natural, it takes a lot more time because you're not using the
yeah. Any of the
supplements,
enhancements.
enhancements like that because it takes more time to put on the size of
That's
muscle
right.
compared to the more enhanced competitors. Because
That's right. That's
and
right.
it's really starting to grow really popular because
It
there's
is.
yeah
It
because
is.
there's an organization called OCB if you've heard of that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
That's
OCB. Hmm.
yeah, and there's a couple others also, but
Yeah,
also
the NFF. There are a lot of them here. We have a lot of shows here in Houston for the. We have the OCB. We have NFF, Onyx Federation as well. GBO. So there's a lot of natural federations here. I think I started in the. I learned about those when I first started, but I hadn't. I was really intrigued with NPC. That's what I saw. That's what I started looking at online, and I had already, like come in contact with some competitors who were in NPC. So that's although I did do like some of the other ones, like I'm trying, I did INBF. I don't hear about that one too much, but those are like I think in different regions or whatever. But NPC was one that I was really intrigued with, so I kind of really stayed in it, even though um the natural space wasn't like they didn't really have like natural shows, but it didn't
well,
matter, I was in bikini, so I didn't. Yeah.
yeah. Well, are you still natural?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and his thing is there are more like I don't know if you know about this. In May the Pittsburgh Pro, they have
Oh,
a yeah they have a natural pro qualifier,
that
but you have to
that
do a
that
regional to do it. Also, you have the Ben Weeder natural. That's in
the Ben
September.
Weeder, that's right.
I interviewed a couple ladies who did that show. One lady, her name is Sable. She got a pro card at that show, and there's
Yes.
also some natural shows in the IFBB now because they really are because they really
Well,
want to.
that's what he's yeah, that's what he does. That's his track. And so that's what's making me so excited, and I feel like pretty much God led me right to him because that's where I wanted to be. That was the space I wanted to be in. So I'm excited about that, and our whole team is a natural team, so we're real excited.
Yeah, we have a couple from my man Kia. He says, "What's your age, love?"
Oh, 51.
She's my
October I'll
age.
be 52.
I'll be 52 in November.
Oh, look, we're right by each other.
Oh, you October maybe or
On
December?
October 7th. Yep.
Oh yeah, you're the Halloween kids. We're the Thanksgiving kids. Well, me and my two older sisters and my younger brother, we were born in November.
Uh-huh.
Except for my older sister and my older brother, they were born. She was born May. He was born in June. I have a great nephew and a nephew born in November. A
Oh,
great
wow.
niece, my grandfather. Because my family was sharecropper, so
Yeah.
when sharecropper was done, there was that spirit where you just hadn't much of a house,
I
so
mean, you relaxing.
yeah,
You
yeah,
have
yeah.
nothing
So
else to
just
do. I heard
yeah,
that a lot.
yeah. I had an uncle. He had 21 head. He had three wives and a couple of girlfriends here.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's why
21.
back then that's what you do. Just have kids so you can farm. We got shout
Mm-hmm.
out to a man here, KL the Wanderer. Says what is it like competing with the other women, or you just strictly focus on you?
Well, initially it was intimidating. This is the very first season that I have not felt intimidated, which is why I know I'm in my place and position. I've felt so much more confident. Now it's just having a great time. Again, I do the work that I'm supposed to do because I'm a hard worker. I give 100,000 some odd percent in the gym, in my eating, in everything that I do because I do love the sport and the challenges of the sport and everything that I know I have to do to grow and to be. So I'm confident there. So when I get on stage now, even if when I see the competitors like on Instagram, I love to glean them. I don't need to turn off my Instagram, so I'm not in my head. I'm not in my head. I know that that my body is my body, and I'm going to bring the best package I can bring, and that my coach can lead me and guide me into on that stage. And so now when I get to stage, I'm excited. I get to love on the competitors. I get to make new friends. I get to encourage them. They get to encourage me. And it's a beautiful time just to now just get on stage and show what I've worked for. So now I'm not intimidated, or, that's what I was feeling before. So I don't have to feel that way now. Now it's just fun, joy, enjoying the sport and all of that.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I learned sometimes it's not the other competitors that you have to deal with. It's yourself because
It's yourself.
sometimes
Yeah,
you can be your own worst enemy. Because
we
like
really can.
one thing about bodybuilding issue is the body dysmorphia.
That.
Also the effects of prep, or well, we sometimes talk about my man Jeremy from the Art of Field Muscle. He mentions the Showtime post show blues, where
Hmm.
when you get a little softer. You're not as ripped and shredded and buff like you usually is for preseason. Like as old
Yeah.
Smoke said, when your ladies rock hard, we rock hard. But but it's just it's about understanding where you place. Like not everybody's gonna be. If you look at your division, like Rhea Gale or Lola Montez, Jessica Rabideau,
Yeah.
or Sid Gillen, or even Johanna when she was competing.
Yes.
Everybody is going to come in a different look and a different layers
That's
as they
right.
compete and train.
Yes, and I definitely talked myself through and just understanding that we're all different and our bodies are gonna be different, So I'm gonna have my look, and now it's to the point where it's like just bringing the best package that I can every single time I step on stage. If you go back and look at from my last season, which oh my God was just beautiful for me, um, just the shows that my coach picked for me to do, and just the guidance and the diet plan and all of that from even from 1 week, the show I had previously, from 5 days later, I did another show. My body changed tremendously. But again, that was just me having my own idea of what I wanted to do. This next show, I want to bring in this. This next show, I want to get better here. So it's getting better show after show after show. And that's my goal. So I am really competing with myself. Although I do have the other competitors there, and it's up to the judges to decide, how I stack. It was, again, it's just fun to see where you are if and look at your physique and go and change it again when they tell you that something needs to be better. How, I mean, and I'm happy that I'm not intimidated any longer. I don't want that, because then it doesn't make the sport fun if you're always worried about the next person, and it's just I like it. It's just now it's more relaxing. It's just something I love to do. I can relax in it, and like I said, if I'm not in my own head, I'm better able to be present and be involved and recognize everybody that's around me. You don't want to lose those opportunities, to talk to people, to get to know people. There's so many people backstage who need encouragement, who may be in their heads. How can we see that if we're not focused? We're just worried about that. I mean, it's important,